My most anticipated, my most wanted video is finally here on the channel. My championship predictions for the 25-26 season are coming your way, and I want you guys to get involved in the conversation below. Do you agree with me or do you disagree? I want all your thoughts in the conversation below. If you've just stumbled across me and this channel, my name is Football Martin. I cover Southampton, but not only do I cover Southampton, I cover every team that we play against. So up and down the country, I look to get to the heartbeat of each and every fan base of every club that we play against. And this is a channel that you will definitely want to be following for the coming season. Right, let's get into the video. We're going to break this into three big sections where we're going to look at the bottom end. We're going to look at the relegation first, who we feel that those 5 teams will be in around it. I'm going to predict my 3 to go down. We'll then look at the middle pack and where I feel they're going to finish. And there's a lot of great teams in the championship. And then we're going to be looking at who's going to be vying for the playoffs, who I feel is going to runner it up, and who is going to win it as well. I'm really looking forward to doing this video, and I know I will get loads wrong, and I will look back on this at Christmas time is what I'm going to do, and I'm sure many teams will surprise us, and there'll be a few that totally shock us as well. Right, I'm going to start with who I feel is going to get relegated. So I'm going to go with 24th first. Sheffield Wednesday. I don't think anyone will disagree with me on this one. A club in total disarray. Chansiri, the chairman, seems an absolute loose cannon. They have unpaid player wages. They've not paid bills. The club is an absolute mess. And it is heartbreaking for any football fan outside to see it. I remember watching Sheffield Wednesday as a kid playing in the Premier League at the top end and being a good Premier League side as well. The likes of Paolo Di Canio playing for them, they were a really good side and had some top managers. And to see them where they are right now is actually really sad to see. They've lost their manager Danny Roll, who's a massive blow. They've had a massive squad exodus as well. They've had 11 plus players leave and some big players leave. Some of their key men have left. And they've been left with a lot of youth players. So I think it's going to be a really tough one for Sheffield Wednesday to survive in the Championship next season. And it is sad to see it, but it is the reality of the situation and where they are. How they recover from this summer, which has been an absolute nightmare for them, I don't know, because they had a brilliant season last season under Danny Roll, finishing in a really good position. Like, they've massively overperformed for what they had, and credit to Roll for doing it. He's now left. He's out of a job. Where could he end up? Could he end up in the Championship at another club? That remains to be seen. In 23rd, a team that only just stayed up last season, Hull City. I do fear a little bit for Hull. I was surprised at how much they struggled last year. It was a tough season for them. Made some really poor managerial decisions when they let Liam Rosenior go, who was such a good manager. I was so surprised at that decision, and I know the Hull fans were absolutely furious at it. But there are issues at Hull City right now. They do have a transfer embargo. I don't know the ins and the outs of all of it. And you just feel they're going to end up being in a relegation battle. They've brought a new manager in. I don't know loads about him, who he is, but it's going to be tough for them. Will he know enough about the Championship to get the results that they need? Home form's key for anybody. Certainly a team that's going to be scrapping for points. I just fear for Hull City after seeing what happened there last season. And to be fair, Sellers had done a fairly decent job, and the fans were really disgruntled when they let Sellers go. Sellers now at Sheffield United. Different issues there, but Hull City, I do fear for them. I do think they're going to be in that bottom 5 or 6. I didn't watch loads and loads of Championship last season, but I did see Hull a few times, and I would be really concerned for them. Another club with another new manager. There's a lot of clubs with new managers in the Championship this season, and that is Queen's Park Rangers. They have a new manager, Julian Steffen. has gone in there. I don't know loads about him. He's managed in France from what I've read. He replaces Martí Cifuentes, who is now the manager of Leicester City. They've lost Ronnie Edwards, who's gone back to Southampton, my team. He was a brilliant centre-back, a Rolls Royce of a centre-back. They've got Dembele, attacking midfielder. They've also brought in Puku, another attacking midfielder, but they're maybe a little bit light up front. I do fear for Queen's Park Rangers. They probably overachieved with Martí Cifuentes over the last couple of years. He's done a really, really good job there. And I just fear for them. I think it will definitely be a bottom end finish. Can they survive relegation? They've flirted with it a few times. I just fear for Queen's Park Rangers. So I'm putting them in a team that goes down this year. I've got them in 22nd at this moment in time. And then in and around that, the teams that I feel could struggle. I know Wrexham have got promoted from, obviously, League One. I think they'll probably be about 16th. I don't see them being a top 10. I know a lot of fans and pundits are feeling that Wrexham could be in the top 10 or even in the playoffs. I don't think they'll be anywhere near the playoffs. I think they made some good signings. Ryan Hardy is a really, really good bit of business. They've brought in Connor Cody, who will be superb for them. And they've made good additions right the way through their squad, and they will continue to reinforce their squad over the next couple of weeks. They kick off their campaign against my team Southampton this coming weekend, and looking forward to seeing how they look. But I see them finishing in and around 16th, so I don't think there'll be any danger of going down. A team that I do fear a little bit for is Oxford United, and there'll be a lot of fans, a lot of bookies out there that have got them odds on to go down. I think Gary Rowett, somebody that knows the Championship very, very well, I think he will guide them to safety. They did well last season to stay up. A great club, great infrastructure, and you want them to stay up. I want them to stay up. I'm looking forward to them visiting and getting the opportunity to go there as well. But I do think Oxford are just about do it with their manager, because I just think he knows the league inside out better than anyone. Right, who else do I have in and around going down? I don't think they will go down on Watford, but I think they will be in that bottom 5 or 6. A club that have flirted with sort of like the bottom end of the table for a while. A lot of instability with managers. Don't know loads about their summer business. Don't think they go down, but I've got them. I'm going to put them in at 20th. I'll put them in at 20th. I will pop it on the right-hand side of your screen very, very shortly of what I've covered so far as I start working towards mid-table. Charlton Athletic under Nathan Jones. I think he guaranteed them enough points to keep them up. He knows the division inside out as Jones. Can't wait for him to visit St Mary's this coming season, but I don't think they go down. I'm going to put them for a 14th place finish. We're working our way up the table now. And I'm looking at Portsmouth and thinking, where do Portsmouth finish this season? Because a lot of fans, as Southampton and their arch rival being Portsmouth, I want to cover them because I get asked this question. How do I feel Portsmouth are going to do? And I know loads of Portsmouth fans. So I want to give it a little bit of focus and talk about it. South Coast Derby, 5 games into the season. And I'm not one of these bitter fans that have got hatred for them. I've got to say, from the outside watching last year, I was quite impressed with John Messina and what he did. And he did really well to stabilise them. He really did. Out of 30 promotions, only Coventry, Luton, Bristol City, Preston North End and Brentford have attained championship stability or better on a bottom half budget. And that's what he did last season at Portsmouth. So fair play to him. He didn't have loads of money to spend. They probably overachieved last season. I think if he stays as their manager, they'll do the same again. And that will be the big thing. Can they keep hold of Messina? If you see there's no doubt there'll be sackings in the Championship. And he will be a manager that will be pretty highly sought after, especially if they start well. They've got a good sporting director in Richard Hughes. He done well. He was the man that went and got Messina in. And a lot of Portsmouth fans at the time, I know them, they turned their nose up at him. He was a player coach at Oxford in 2023. And a lot of people questioned his profile when he went there. But a 16th place finish last season, I would say it's pretty impressive. Colby Bishop will be key to them. Can he score goals again to keep them in the division? Keeping him fit is going to be key, you'd have to say. They've made a few signings, but they haven't spent loads of money. I've had a look at some of their transfer business. They've brought in John Swift, who's a good player. They've brought in Adrian Serkic. Apologies for the pronunciation if I got it wrong. I'm just don't know loads about all of these players. But they have a nice identity. They press and they're organised. And I see them being with a mid-table finish. So I'm going to put them in 13th. So a 13th place finish for Portsmouth. I saw one video today and their Portsmouth is going down. I don't think for 1 minute that Portsmouth will go down. I want to come on now to the playoffs. And you look at the teams that could be in the mix for this. There is such a good group of squads, good group of clubs, big clubs. But I've got one surprise package that I'm going to throw in there, actually. And I think a lot of people will probably disagree with me. But I want to mix it up. I don't want to be boring like everyone else and just have the usual teams in there. Who do I feel is going to sneak in there? Is there going to be a team, a surprise package this season? And for me, I don't know why I put him in there, but I was impressed by him, Eustace, last season. John Eustace at Derby County. He did brilliant last season. Saved Derby from relegation. 21 points in 14 games is playoff form. Really, it is really, really good form. And I just feel that the signings that they've made, I was reading they got Aguiman, the striker. He was sought after by quite a few clubs. Quite a big signing for them, Aguiman. He could go on. And if he is as good as what I've been reading, if he scores goals and hits the ground running, Eustace gets his sides organised. That's the one thing about his sides. They're always so organised. He knows the division inside out. I just feel that there'd be more than mid-table. Mid-table is, I think they'd definitely comfortably be mid-table, but I think they can push the playoffs. So I'm going to put them in 6th place. I'm going to put them in the playoffs for this one. Sheffield United, I've not got in the playoffs, actually. I've left them out of the playoffs. I think they will just miss out on it. I'm not sure Sellers will quite have enough at Sheffield United to do what Wilder did last season. How they recover this year, I think they'd be really close. I think it'd be I don't think they're like I'm ruling them massively out. I think they'd be thereabouts. They'd be there, but I'm just going to throw Derby in there. One team that I do feel that will definitely make the playoffs, and I actually believe they will challenge for the top 2. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them get second. I'm not sure they'll win it, but I think they'll be right in the mix. It's Coventry City and Frank Lampard. I think he's done a good job there. I thought last year watching the playoff semi-finals, I thought they were in the fixture with Sunderland. For me, they were the better team. And they would have felt really, really unlucky. I actually think if they got to the final, I think they would have gone on and won it. I really do. I like what Lampard's done there. But his squad, I had it up on my screen a minute ago, and I was looking through their squad, and they have a really good group of players. They brought in a really good goalkeeper in Oliver Dovin, who is a top talent. Carl Rushworth's there as well. He's a great goalkeeper. And then you look through their squad and they're blessed with talent. They've got so many good players. Jack Radoni, he's so sought after. There's loads of clubs in for him. Matt Grimes has gone there as well. A really good championship midfielder who knows that division inside out. Such a good player on the ball. At Swansea for years, knows the division. Then you look at Sacramento. He was brilliant when I watched him play last season. Ben Sheaf. You then look up front. You've got Ellis Sims. He's always a handful when you play against him. Haji Wright. They brought in Brendan Thomas Asante as well. I think they have a squad that is there's goals there. He gets them organised, Lampard. And they were on a bit of a roll at the back end of last season. Yes, they'd be disappointed that they didn't get it over the line and get to that playoff final. But I tell you what, this year, they will be in the playoffs. For me, I really feel they're there. I've put them in 5th place at the moment. I've got Leicester just ahead of them, but I do think that they come really, really close to challenging for a automatic promotion spot. Right, 4th place. I've got Leicester City in there. I do think they do well. I just think with parachute payments, the minimum expectation for a parachute payment side is playoffs. And I think all 3 of the teams that have come down will be in the top 6. There's no doubt about it. I just don't see Leicester City not being in there. I know there's a few videos I've seen and they're missing out on it. Cifuentes knows the league. He'd get them organised. We know that. Look, they've gone through a lot of players. Recruitment's been terrible there for a long period of time. You look at the recruitment, there's only about 4 to 6 players that have really settled there. There's a lot of discussion about them getting a points deduction. We don't know how many points that's going to be. They still got some good players, though. They still got Mavididi, and I think he's a top player. Whenever I watched him play in the Championship the season before, I thought he was a real handful. They will bring players in. There's no doubt about that. And I just think, from what I saw of them last year, they were better than Saints. They were better than Ipswich. And I just think that they've changed manager, which they needed to do. They needed to freshen up. They needed somebody that knew the division probably. I think he's a good fit for them. I think they would have probably wanted Danny Roll. It didn't happen because it was at Wednesday at the time. But I think Cifuentes is a good manager. They'll do a bit of transfer business, you would think, in the next few weeks. But there is a lot of criticism over their ownership. I don't know the ins and outs of it. Every club that I've spoken about here, so I don't pretend to know everything about them. I'm just doing some predictions here. So it's a bit of fun. It's a bit of a giggle. It's not too serious. Going to review it in Christmas and I'll pull myself to bits. And you can do in the comments box below as well. Right, a lot of fans, a lot of pundits have Birmingham City finishing in the top 2. I don't think they will, in all honesty. I don't see Birmingham City finishing in the top 2. Tom Wagner's Knighthead Capital Group in ownership. Momentum is definitely with them right now. 111 points last season in League One is a record for League One. Jay Stansfield, though he didn't score loads of goals last season, the Championship will thrive in it. There will be more space for him. He knows the division. He will score a lot more goals last season. They're a club that have been busy in the window. I've done a feature on Birmingham City. Go check it out on my channel. I had a fan come on from a Birmingham fan channel and give us a fairly good insight into what business they've done and how they feel. And there's a real feel-good factor around Birmingham City right now. 32 season ticket applications. It's unbelievable. 12,000 people missed out. There is no doubt that they are the dark horses this season. Loads of people feel they're going to finish in the top 2. I do think they'll make the playoffs. I think a club, when you got momentum like that, is such a powerful thing. Southampton did it. They went right the way through. Ipswich have done it in a couple of seasons ago as well. I just feel they're well set for a really big Championship campaign. They kick off their season this coming Friday, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they fare. Right, 2nd place. Who do I have in 2nd? Well, I'm going with Ipswich Town. I think they'll be really close. They're the favourites to win it, and I think it's going to be neck and neck between them and one other team. I'm going to say who that is very, very shortly. But Ipswich Town for me. Kieran McKenna, Rice from League One, was quite incredible what they did under him. A tough time in the Premier League. I don't think they recruited well enough for that division. Like the team I support, Southampton, didn't recruit quite well enough. But the players they've signed are brilliant Championship players. And look, they've retained, at the time of recording, a lot of their key stars. Jack Clark, I think he's a great player. Leif Davis, Wes Burns, Connor Chaplin, George Hurst, I think still there. And they've got top players in O'Shea, the defender. I was impressed with him. He was top draw when I've seen him play. And he'd be great at that level. Jaden Philogene still there as well, top player. There's talk of them bringing Hayden Hackney in. I don't know if that one's happened. I was watching it a few weeks ago that Hackney, they were very keen on spending big money on him. But Philogene at Hull before was a standout, wasn't he? Such a good player, Smodic, the centre forward. He scored so many goals for Blackburn Rovers last time round. You just feel there's goals all over the park for them. Yes, they lost a lap, but I still think they're so strong. They brought in Palmer, the goalkeeper. I think he's a really good signing for them as well. I just think they will be the favourites. And if they can keep hold of McKenna for the season, which could all change because somebody will get the sack in the Prem. I thought he would have ended up at Brentford, personally, but somebody could come knocking for Kieran McKenna. Right, who do I feel is going to win the Championship? Who do I think it's going to be? I am going to back my team to win it. I'm going to back Southampton to win the Championship next season. And I'm going to give you my reasons why. And many, many of you will be sat there. You would have spat your tea out and you'd be laughing at me. Go ahead and laugh at me. Take the mickey out of me. No problem with that. We're all entitled to our own opinions, aren't we? And I think it's a massive season for Southampton. Really, obviously a massive season. Will Steele, a young manager, just 32 years old. He takes on a Saints side that only won 2 Premier League games. A team that will be battered in confidence. But I've loved what I've seen from him in pre-season. I've spoken about it a lot on my channel. I've spoken about it a lot on a lot of podcasts I've been on. Look, Sport Republic, the ownership group, have seen two relegations in 3 seasons. It's not great, but they're learning from their mistakes. They've brought a manager in that's really impressed them. He's impressed me in pre-season with the way he's organising, the way he's getting the team fit. But I tell you what, he has the nucleus of a really good squad. And a lot of people said you need a total rebuild. It needs a rebuild a bit deeper than it's been so far at the time of recording. And we're likely to see some big departures. Ramsdale's going to go to Newcastle. We know that, the goalkeeper. Fernandes could potentially end up going, but it's not definite. If he stayed, he'd be massive. Tyler Dibbling, there's a lot of talk at the time of recording of Everton and a bid with Everton. And they will probably, if they sell those 2, but what they've already done in the window already, they'll be getting close to 100 million raised. They will spend a bit, there's no doubt about that. But when I look at the forward line, I think there's goals there. Cameron Archer's been brilliant in pre-season. Damien Downs has come in from Germany, a USA international. He was at FC Cologne and he helped them to promotion last year and he could be playing in the Bundesliga next year, but he's given it up because he believes in the Southampton project because he wants to play in the Premier League. He scored with his first touch in his first appearance in pre-season. He looks dangerous. He looks big. He looks strong. And he's everything the Saints need. They've got Ross Stewart. Though he's had a tough time with injuries, had his first pre-season under his belt, I think he'll score goals when he's needed. And he won't have to play week in, week out, so you can nurture him, look after him, and manage him. And then you've got Adam Armstrong, who scored 24 championship goals last time round, including that goal that he scored in the final against Leeds United. He also scored in the playoff semi-final twice. He was brilliant for Saints that season. A lot of fans want to see him stay. I want to see him stay. And I think Armstrong will definitely be a part of things next year. And he will score goals in the Championship. I think there are a stack of goals. And I think we're still getting us organised at the back. I think Saints have probably one of the best defences when I look on paper at what they've got. I think Joshua Kwasi is tremendous. He's quick. He's pacey. He's athletic. You've then got Taylor Harwood-Bellis still at the moment, who's more than capable of playing that level. You've also got Ronnie Edwards, who's a brilliant defender, and any QPR fan will tell you how good he was. And then you've got the backup. You've got Jack Stevens still there, the captain, though many fans are disappointed that he's been given a new contract. He knows the division. And then you've got Nathan Wood, who's played in the Championship at Swansea. You're blessed with centre-backs. They've got a really decent left-back in Wellington. Good backup with Ryan Manning that can play at that level. And then you look at right-back. They've got James Bree and Yuki Sugawara. Midfield, solid. Shea Charles had a brilliant season last year at Sheffield United, was tremendous. Flynn Downs knows the league, though there was rumours of him buying a house in Ipswich. I heard that on a video today. First time I've heard of that. I heard that he was at the training ground a couple of weeks ago, which was nonsense. Saints will need another midfielder. And if they let Mateus Fernandes go, they will need to replace him with some flair, a Jack Rodoni type player. So for me, I see Southampton in a really, really good position to challenge for the title. And I've got to back my team. I want to start the season positive. Look, I'll be laughing at myself probably come Christmas when we've lost 4 of our opening 6 games. But I do feel we have a manager that will demand, and I feel we have a manager, though he's not managed in England, I just think he's the perfect fit for Southampton Football Club right now. So that is my predictions for the Championship campaign. Laugh at me all you like. Hope you've enjoyed the video. It's been an absolute pleasure sitting here for the last half an hour putting this video together, and I spent many hours researching it, having a look at form, having a look at players, having a look at squads, and piecing this together. So to put the 30 minutes together, by the time I edit it, it would probably be a couple of days work, but I have really, really enjoyed doing this. The Championship campaign kicks off this Friday, and be sure to follow the Football Martin channel. I will be all over the Championship, not just with fan cams, match day vlogs. I'll be doing watch alongs, not just the Southampton games, but of Championship games in general. And I'll be getting clubs, fan creators on from each and every club as well. Pre-match shows, you name it, I will be covering it here on the Football Martin channel. Make sure you do go give me a follow over on the major social media platforms. My handle is @footballmartin_ pretty much for every social media platform other than Instagram. We need to put a dot between football.martin_. See you again in another video very, very soon.